Hello everyone, I'm the team leader of GFHS, which ranks the 5th place in this competition. I will introduce our solution in this presentation. Our solution is composed of two crucial sections, the feature engineering and modeling. The first section is feature engineering. Some common features like priority, elapsed time, and head explanation are directly used without modification, as everyone does. I will introduce some not-off-the-shelf features designed by us, which will prove to be effective in this competition. The first one is lag time. The original formulation of these features in SANT Plus is the end of a previous response and the beginning of a current exercise. We simply use the time gap between two exercises, effective 2. The lag time is cut off by 3000 seconds. We didn't try other values. Larger values may be better, as many other teams did. The second one is priority questions had been attempted, which stands for whether users had attempted the given exercise. To diversify the features, we use it in two different ways for MUSE local and global, as shown here. The third one is users' cumulative features, such as response ratios. These ratios keep track of users' preference. Take the response ratios for example. Many users will choose C if they don't know the answer. We also found several abnormal cases. Some users will choose one single answer all the time, and the correct rate for them is not accurate. As for the content features, there is nothing special. We simply calculate the hotness, hardness, and the part hardness of each content. For the lecture features, we designed 3 historical features. Each one will capture whether a specific kind of part, type, or tag has been recorded. The calculation for this part is easy. For computational efficiency, only the most frequently used 14 tags are selected as features. Larger values may be effective but less efficient. The next section is our modeling. Our model is termed as MUSE, means Multi-Scale Temporal Features Evolution for Knowledge Tracing. The features in the right is the architecture of a MUSE local model. It heavily borrows from SANT Plus. The main modifications here are we introduced a multi-scale aggregation layer and attention pooling layer upon SANT Plus to make it sensitive to different ranges of interactions. Our key insight here is that the example of modeling, which can sense various temporal ranges, will boost the performance better. So we train another single directional group as our global architecture. I will introduce each part in a simple way. The first modular is the multi-head attention encoder and decoder layer. We made the following modifications to meet our demands. The first is we replaced the layer norm and dropout by concatenation, and the second is the position embeddings of the above encoder and decoders are not shared. And thirdly, we add another encoder layers to encode the lecture embeddings separately. And finally, we tried another GRU layer to further model users' historical interactions with similar usage in Zhou, etc. The second modular is the multi-scale aggregation layer. The idea of this layer is to trace users at different local temporal ranges. We aggregated several interactions within a fixed local window size by a learnable attention layer. The final modular is the attention pooling layer, which is proposed by Zhou etc. 2018. The modification of this layer is to aggregate the hundreds of interactions over a sequence of fixed window size in a dynamic way. We introduced 2 training techniques here. The first technique is random answering mask. Randomly mask some users' answers from the input sequence and predict the original sequence of the mask values is effective in this model. The second technique is adversarial training. The merit of this technique is we can obtain a much more robust model, and the demerit is that we will cost 3 to 30 minutes, 30 times longer training time. And finally is our experiments. We use two MUSE local and two MUSE global models as our final submission, and the detailed configurations are shown in Table 1. As we can see in Table 2, each module of our designing contributes to our final score, and the example of local and global model will boost the performance greatly. Thanks for your watch. That's all of our solution.